folks. All right. Happy Monday, April 14th. It's your boy, Mogul from AceTradingClub. Well, before we get going, let me just take my face a little bit back, okay? Because I think I need to shave. But I want to get ready to get focused into this week. What's going on? We just had an amazing night last night where we talked about the game plan coming into this week. So before I get going into what's going on today, because the market looks to be moving, let me just give a little shout out to the club, to the Discord. Okay, so there's a link in the description if you're looking to join. If you want to come trade with us live, we do this Monday through Friday when the market's open. That's 9:30 Eastern, all the way until market close. We come in there, make money every day in the stock market. So come join us. Link in the description for you to join and come be part of the club. But let me just shout out some of the members. Last night, we had a free webinar last night here where we just talked about stocks, gave overview, looked at a couple stocks of where they're heading, what we can look to do, and how we can get ready for this week. So come and join it. That's free every Sunday. And we just deep dive some technical analysis, give you that educational piece as well. But here we go. Let me just shout out some of the winners from last week. I mean, last week was an amazing week for us. That week is done and dusted, but let's at least celebrate it right now and then be done with it. You know, we got Mick here with 456 on Tesla. Okay. We have 1,100 on NVIDIA from Chi-Town. We got 900 on the QQQ, 265. 1,400 on the QQQ. This is all Friday right here from members, different members, and this just kind of scrolls up and up and up and up and up and up. But that's enough of that. Come join us. Link in the description. Come join us, okay? But let's get into the market today. Here we go. Literally the first day of the market being open on this Monday. And we are going to get at to it. I see the SPY is up currently. About 1 and almost 2%, 1.6%. So as we zoom in on this SPY, this is a daily chart of the S&P 500 with each green candle or red candle representing the price movement of the day. If it's green, that means it opened low and finished really high. And if it's red, that means it opened high and finished low. Okay, it has no bearing. The color of the candle has no bearing on whether day to day it was up or down on the market. Okay, but anyway, we have this massive green candle here, the thrust candle, the God candle as I like to call it, and then we've had 2 days of chopping inside of an inside trade of this green move. We are up a little bit. We still have not taken that out, whether it be pre-market right now, but let's just see if we can get into it. So if you look to go long today, there is a level around 530. So let me just make this graph a little bit more busier. So my yellow lines are becoming more famous, or whatever you want to call it. Members use it as a guide to tell them how you can trade this market. As when we had the couple days and we sold off, I had this yellow line here. Members bought this move here, right here at the low. My entry was my actual entry was 482.30. It only went out the money about 50 cents, 60 cents. And from that was the exact low and just rallied all the way up to 550, essentially after 1, 2, 3 days. And we've come in. Okay, but these yellow lines are there for guidance to give us an indication of where we can go. Currently, the market is just above this yellow line, so right within that yellow line, about 540. So expect it to be a little bit of resistance. 545 is going to be a bit of resistance there. I can see it moving. I can see us moving to about 548 today. It's going to take some movement to get us over this large God candle, green candle at the top here today. So let's expect a bit of volatility. Let's see if we get a dip down today. The area that I like that could be bought is 532. So 532 is a level to be bought today. Let me move this yellow line up here. So let's just call it 532. Somewhere thereabouts is a level of interest for me. Sorry about that. I had to run off the camera. So 543 can be dip bought today for the SPY. I would look for it to chop within that range. Let's see if we get a catalyst. But why the market's moving up? What in the hell's going on? I told members yesterday that we had Trump announce Apple and chip stocks. So chip stocks, computer stocks. However, it's a little murky. So I'm expecting a kind of a rug pull. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a little of a rug pull just because we heard from one of the members of his cabinet talking about, or his team talking about, how these tariffs are moved from the reciprocal tariff and he's going to put them in some new tariff regime, something like that. So akin to how we have the auto tariffs, we have the reciprocal tariffs, and apparently we're going to have the chip and phone tariffs, okay? But we'll see. That remains to be seen. But like I've told plenty of people and commented, the market is not in free fall. Last week, we had just stocks that were just at amazing levels to buy. If you took advantage of that, you're up and in the money on a lot of stocks. We got the S&P 500 coming up. If we go look at the QQQ, which is the NASDAQ 100 tech stocks, again, so that also is up as well. So let's look at that. Let's have a look at that. So we're up. Let me unbusy the chart with a click of a button. Again, it's the same type of chart that you see on the S&P 500. Each green bar and red bar represents the price action of the day of that particular ETF, which is this time the QQQ. We're up about 2%, coming into 463. We're coming into a bit of resistance. We're at the top of this God candle, as I like to call it, as we thrust it up there. So we should expect a little bit of resistance as we try to get over 465 to 470 today. Dip buy opportunities exist all the way as low as 453. I like 453. Let's zoom on in. As you see my yellow lines again, let's just make this chart a little bit more visual and easier to see. So we have this yellow line right here, 450 is where I like it. So 453 to 450, that's a dip buy opportunity there, with a major support level being at this 440. Okay, so members have bought this every day. Yep, Friday when we had a chance, we bought that a few times. Bought that, made lots of money. I could deep dive into the trade and show you. But then on the other day, on the Thursday, we had that dip into this yellow line here. We bought that. Members made lots of money on that as well. They get the actual live analysis from me as the market opens, play-by-play, thought, thesis, entry, exit, and all of that good stuff to make money, how they can profit every single day. And you can too, if you believe and if you join, link in the description, okay? Enough of the indexes, the Qs, the SPYs. What in the hell is going on, Carl? What can we trade today to make some money? All right. Well, unfortunately, or fortunately, everybody wants to buy when the market goes up for some reason. And this is what I've been telling members over and over and over and over again. Why is that the case, that when people see the stocks go up, then they want to buy? Here we go. You had a chance a couple of days ago to buy Apple at 172. You had another chance to buy it at 180. Here we are. It's at $200. It's going to open around 210, 211. Right here. Now everybody wants to buy. They're going to be saying, Carl, can we buy? What's the level to buy today? Well, we're going to have to watch the price action, because as we start to get extended, we're going to run into what is called resistance, where people would take profit, because unlike you guys who might be late to the party, we're early. We're there in the party. We grab it down low and we sell up high. So other people will be following that same type of trend, looking to take profit in and around the 214, maybe 218. I can see it get to about 213 as resistance. That's a level that I like for a short. But for me, if I was to short it, that means I would wait for probably a pierce of 220. I don't know if it's going to get that high today, but if it was to get up there, that's where I would look to short, or just over 220 today. Dip buy opportunities exist. Those opportunities, if it gives you there, would have to present itself around 203. Okay, so if we got to about 203 to 205, that could be an opportunity on Apple. It's going to be a bit harder because stocks have moved from great levels and now they're up. NVIDIA, the big daddy of them all. I talk about this stock damn near daily in the daily room. I encourage members that, and I can tell you, I continue to use the analysis of that. This is like buying, when you got into the sub 100s, this was like buying a GT Continental brand new for the price of a 5 Series BMW, okay? So you have to buy it. You had to buy it 100 or sub 100. Didn't matter. You just started to scoop up as many shares as you can. I told members the only regret you're going to have once you got sub 100 is you're going to wish you bought more. That's the only problem you're going to have with this trade. So members have taken it. We're in the money. We're deep in the money. Let's look to see if we can get this up to about the 122s, the 125s, and see if we can exit for a profit, get a good 20%, maybe even 30% profit on this trade alone. But that's neither here nor there. We're at the top of the thrust candle, the top of the God candle. We should look for resistance here. Dip buy opportunities still exist. 108, 108 remains a level of interest to me for a long. So if you was able to get into the 108s right in here, you could dip by for a long, maybe even 110. So we would look there to see if the price action, again, same problem exists that we've already thrusted up. Last week was your opportunity to buy these massive dips. Okay, when I look at NVIDIA, no-brainer area. You know, this is a stock that's come from an all-time high of 150, come all the way down to 88. So you're talking about almost a 50% haircut. What are you waiting for? So it's like walking into your Louis Vuitton store or your high-end store that you like and seeing the items on 40, 50% discount. What are you waiting for? Are you waiting on them to tell you that it's up now it's going to cost 3% more? No, you don't do that. So let's just stay focused and vigilant. It's going to be hard to find some trades, but we'll find them. They're always there. Pan W, I remember pointing this stock out. I told him we're in this 50-50 range where we should expect a bounce up today. We did get it, but we are getting a bounce up. We're up only 1.5%. As a day trade, there's not that much volatility in this name for me to day trade it. However, if it got into the 168s, 165s, that's an area of interest for me for a long on Pan W. I probably